Grandpa was like, this is real. This is no joke. And I'm like, is this realistic? Like,
because you're a joke. SK and Raven.
Very superstitious. I'm really superstitious, and he bought me these fish, and they were like kissing. And I was so excited about the fish, and then I woke up, and then they were dead.
Because when he said no, she looked like a dead fish.
Oh, that was so cringy.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, welcome back to another recap of Love is Blind, Season 3, Episodes 8, 9, and 10.
Yep.
Man, I thought there was tea in 5, 6, and 7. 8, 9, and 10. I mean, I'm not sure if my predictions are...
Man, things turned around for sure. But first, we want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to our last couple of episodes. You guys have been riding with us hard. We appreciate the comments, the likes. If anybody shared anything, we appreciate that so much.
Yes.
Lawrence and I took the time to read each and every comment, and we are just so grateful for that, guys.
Yes.
You know, because this does take time, and so you guys took your time to watch it. So we are forever grateful.
For sure. Yes. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that y'all got the same mindset that we do about a lot of these couples, man.
Some of you guys were cracking me up. So keep the comments coming, please.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, let's jump into these episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, let's start with Matt and Coleen. Bruh.
Okay. I don't want to say I said it, but I said it. I did. I was like, I don't think that Coleen is into Matt as much as Matt is into Coleen. However, rightfully so in some instances, right? Like, I do think that he is a hard lover. She doesn't know how to receive that. I think that he's very much so a deep person. She's surface level person. I just think that they are so opposite. But Coleen, guys, just honestly, straight up, my personal opinion is she's just not ready for marriage.
Yeah.
She's a sweet girl. She's a great girl. She seems intellectual, what have you. But I just don't think that she's ready for the space that Matt has already experienced and what he's looking for.
Right. I think Matt has he has a way better grasp on what it takes to be and stay married. I think Coleen is in love with the idea of being someone's wife. And I think that they both know it. It's ironic because, like, as the episode, I believe it was the second episode, which was, episode 8, or episode 9, when he got it out of her. Like, he's like, no, like, he was not letting her get away with saying, no, I think things are going to be okay. No.
By the way, his reflective listening skills, out the window. He was totally trying to pressure her into saying what he intuitively felt.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I cared for that type of approach to get what he already felt, but on the other hand, I'm so glad that she answered truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all could see the reservations she had, the hesitations, and rightfully so.
Right.
But don't string him along, don't lead him.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the reservations. I mean, he was quick to run. And that, to me, has to do with, I think when you do your work before you move on, you are not always healed. As I've said in a previous episode of our show, All Love with Lawrence and Keshia, you know, I feel like there's no person that's healed
completely.
Yeah, like healed is literally like a scar, man. It's like it's a part of you that will always be there. You've accepted what happened, and now it's something you take with you. And I feel like he has not fully healed that part of him, and that's making him run, and that is a problem for her. But she's having a hard time expressing how she feels.
Let's talk about the club scene, guys. So the last episode, it left us off with him being very upset. Him and Bartise were having a bromance moment. And he was really upset because she had gone out to the club. Well, and I think it was episode 8. Come to find out, he knew where she was going. And apparently the guys were supposed to meet them there. The guys didn't show up. So it makes it really confusing for me anyway. I'm like, wait a minute. So did they decide to go back together and she ended up going clubbing? Right. Did he change his mind and end up coming home instead of meeting her at the club? Like, it just got very confusing. So you really don't know what to say because you don't know the whole truth of the story.
Yeah.
He was upset. She was like, well, you were supposed to meet me there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that, was it just the way the show was shot that made it very confusing? Because he was like, where is Coleen? And we're like, yeah, where is Coleen? And now they're saying, oh, Coleen went to the club. The guys were supposed to go to the club. So you just don't really know how to even comment on that, if I'm being honest.
That's right. Yeah, it was it was misleading. Because the way he was making it seem was like, man, this girl likes to get like turned up. She likes to get lit on Wednesday night. I'm not trying to have no wife like that.
Right.
But if it was like everyone in the cast is getting together, you know, and they're all having this night, the guys all canceled, so the girls are doing their thing, that is a little more understandable than she's out, you know, clubbing.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, definitely tell us what you guys think about that. I mean, I think I also, let's talk about, you know, the conversation she had with her parents. Yeah, they were oddly like straightforward about her not being able to express herself. Like, I think it's like she mentioned it in the show, but to have your parents truly confirm that you don't go deep, I think that's probably been said at least 100 times about this girl.
Yeah, and she did not even like them saying that, it seemed like. And if I remember correctly, her mom was like, yeah, we're deep, you're not. Like, she straight up said it. And she wasn't trying to be rude. She just knows her daughter, obviously. Yeah. And she's like, this is the most I've heard. And she's like, I talk to you guys every day. And mom was like, yeah, this is the most I've heard. So I don't know. Like, is Coleen in denial about a lot of things? I mean, is she capable of going deep, guys? Like, what do you guys think about that whole situation? Yeah. I'm definitely okay if she says no, because she's being her authentic self. But I feel like she already knows it's no. Yeah. So why are we dragging it along? And it's an emotional roller coaster for him and her. And he might be feeling it as well. I just feel like, what's going on? Like, is there something that we didn't see? Like,
Right. Yeah, I wonder if there's something more to it than that. But, I mean, what do you guys think? For sure. I mean, I think that they're an odd couple. I think that conversation that was had with in that little room where I guess they in a freaking aquarium or something. I don't know, all the fish is going around. Yeah. She's like cute. I don't know if I want to eat around a bunch of fish. You know what I mean? But anyway, that conversation that they had at the table really needed to happen. Like, she needed to let him know that was how she truly felt. And that was my opinion about him pressuring her, was like, he knew it. He just knew that she doesn't like to go deep. So he's like, no, like, I'm not letting you out of this. Go ahead and say that you're not sure. And she finally admitted it after he pressured her into it. And it was the truth.
I think that he just holds her accountable. And I don't know if Coleen has ever been held accountable by a partner. Yeah. He's very serious. He knows what it takes. Obviously, he's had his own experiences, but he's holding that ass accountable.
Oh, you better believe it.
Like.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next couple. Who's our next couple?
Let's do Brennan and Alexa.
Ooh, Brennan and Alexa. I feel like so far, we've been talking about them being like the perfect couple, the perfect match.
Yeah, the same type of weirdo.
Yeah, but when Daddy broke out that prenup,
bruh, who's signing what?
I'd be like, I know your daughter for 2 weeks. I know your daughter for a month. We ain't about to do no prenup.
And in their mind, that is 1,000% okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm kind of sitting on the couch like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, I plan to take care of her. And Alexa's just like, and I don't know what to do, say, feel, or think, because I was like, are we watching the same show here? What is going on here? And they are dead serious. And Grandpa's like, the children will be Jewish. They will be Jewish.
Yeah.
Guys.
Man.
Guys.
That's pressure. And just think about it. Like, he's signing a piece of paper that says that from the moment they get married, this woman he's known for a month and some change, right? Then from the minute they get married, he's agreeing to take care of her financially. Like, and she already lives a lifestyle that he cannot afford. He's admitted that. So if things don't work out after this marriage, he's stuck with the bill. Like, for real.
I don't appreciate at all the pressure. Yeah. I don't appreciate that because he loves her, obviously. And I obviously think that she loves him, but I think that she is oblivious to what is going on. And I think that Brennan is very much so taking on way more than what he realizes.
Yeah.
And the family is like, here you go. They're going to be Jewish. Sign this, do that. And it's like, hold on. Who am I marrying here?
Right. Yeah. Them or her. Like,
and Alexa didn't say anything.
Yeah. Like, this is like...
okay with her too, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like, at that point, I need you to stand up for me because I'm not... that would have been a very odd conversation between us because I would have told them and her, like, I don't know if this is going to work.
Right. Like, this isn't... and then Grandpa was like, this is real. This is no joke. And I'm like, is this realistic? Like...
because you're a joke.
Looking ass. But I don't know, guys. I didn't like the pressure that came with it. You guys let us know what you think in the comments. I didn't like the pressure.
Man.
I was mad that he tried to put the, what do you call it?
The yarmulke?
On his head. And he was like, yeah, my hair is kind of slick. And
yeah, like you get Velcro. I'm like, where the Velcro go? Bruh.
It was just it's so much to be with her. And I don't even think that it's her. I think she agrees with her family, but
right.
I'm wondering if Alexa and Brennan have had this conversation without the cameras.
Right.
Because I think it means way more to the family that he does this and that than it does to her. I think that she has her standards, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But is it more so Alexa? Is it the family? Like, what's going on there?
That's right. Because I think that he's been very open, especially like willing to take on, her religious beliefs, her family's religious beliefs. Although they admit that they're more Israeli than they are Jewish, so I guess they, I'm assuming that means that they're more like, they believe in like the cultural part of it, the traditional part of it, but they also live kind of loosely in that. And he's willing to take that on sight unseen. He didn't even know what Judaism is. So for him, I think he's like, whatever comes with her, I'm going to take. And I feel like to get to her, he's got to go through dad, grandpa, and whatever they want for her.
I feel like although he's entering into her family, he's entering into a little bit of brainwashing. And I say that because they have all these ideologies and things and sign this and Jewish and that, and there's nothing wrong with that, except does he know that he's about to be transformed?
Right. He's going to have to conform to what it means to be a part of that family. And I think that is a question you have to ask yourself. It's like, is that fair to walk into a marriage and have to completely change your identity?
And does that say that they accept Brennan for Brennan?
That's right.
Absolutely not.
Right. And the fact that she's not saying that to her family is a bit alarming for me because, he may be willing to do these things now to gain their approval, but honestly, she's the one marrying him. And if she wants someone who's going to keep her lifestyle, she doesn't need her dad to say that. Go find you someone who can.
But do you think that she provides for herself or does daddy provide for Alexa?
Well, from what it seems like daddy's providing. And it seems like Alexa's okay with that. And just like she said to him, I don't wear the same clothes twice. So it's like she's looking for someone to continue that. And that's important. It's like if that's what you want, you have to consider that just because he's into you and you guys have this love, that's important for you in a marriage. So why marry someone who can't bring that? It's your choice just as much as it's his choice. So like, I don't understand, to me, I don't think he understands. And that's why it seemed like in the episodes to come, he's really struggling with like, oh man, I don't know if my head and my heart are in the same place.
Yes. Because that scene made me think that he is really acknowledging what is coming in.
Yeah.
Right now he's going with the flow, but it seems like the day of the wedding, he's like, oh shoot, I gotta do this. I gotta provide that. I gotta do that. This girl don't wear the same clothes twice. Like, it's so much. And it's like, wait a minute. Brennan, let's not lose Brennan.
Yeah, right.
Who are you? What are your values? What do you need of her?
Right.
What do you like? Come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
This is a partnership.
Right.
This is not the world of Alexa.
That's right. I mean, and there's a good, clear example of that. Not even to jump ahead, but of SK and Raven, because she is allowing his culture to take part, to play into their marriage to a point. You know what I mean?
Boundaries.
So, I mean, I don't know. I really feel like Brennan and Alexa, I'm not sure if they, like, my predictions and all the way up to this point was like, bro, they are perfect for each other.
Yeah, we were like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to be a great couple.
Yeah, but now,
I don't know. I don't really have a prediction for their outcome. Okay. But I will say, if they do say I do, I don't know how long I do will last.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Right. Is that marriage sustainable? I don't know. Yeah, if it were to happen.
Alexa needs to be with someone that can take care of her and be okay with being in a world of Alexa, period.
Right. That's right. Yeah, and I think that, like, she should marry a man like her father. I think that that's legit. Like,
because right now she's like marrying Peter Pan.
Yeah, right.
Like a cute little good time.
That's right. And it's like, you know, and that's the part. It's like, I wonder what her dating experience is like. You know, has she been with men who were that, you know? Or is this the first time that she's really found someone who truly loves her for her?
I don't know about that, because remember when she introduced him to the friends and they were like, well, why do you like Alexa? What about Alexa? They were kind of grilling him when she, remember in that scene when she kind of introduced him to the friends?
Yeah.
And then one of the friends said, I was just kind of shocked. Like, that's not the typical guy that Alexa would go for.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, wonder what does that mean?
Right.
You know, I mean, obviously he's chill and broke.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I mean, that one, I'm going to say I'm really excited to see what comes forward, because I don't know. I mean, what are you guys' predictions?
Yeah,
did you see this coming? Like, did you all know this was coming, or what? Like, did you catch a few of the things that Daddy was saying and felt the same way, or are you like, yeah, I mean, provide. That's what men do. Like, what's your take on it?
Yeah,
you know?
We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yes. Man, let's move on to our next couple.
Okay, so who do you want to do next?
What about, I mean, we could do...
Let's do Z and Cole.
Okay, all right, that's a good transition. Z and Cole. Man, I think that they definitely had to turn around. So if you guys know the last few episodes, they were having this really bad beef about what happened between Cole and Coleen. That inappropriate conversation.
Yeah.
And I think it seems as though they move forward past that, but they are still at square one when it comes to maturity.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it was kind of cringy for me to watch, because I could see where they are bumping heads. They are two totally different personalities. Mm-hmm. And they say opposites attract, but we got an age factor in there. Cole is 26 years old. I didn't even know he was that young until these few episodes. I didn't even realize he was basically Bartise. Yeah. So with me, I feel like she's so frustrated with him. Yeah. And his little ways and, you know, his being. And he feels the same way about her. He's like, she admitted, I think on the boat, she was like, you still love me or something, even though I nag. Yeah. And it's like, are you nagging, or do you just not want him to be like a teenage boy? Where mommy comes in your room before you leave for school in high school and you're like, Johnny, get your socks off the floor. Yeah. Like, is that a nag, or is that saying, grown ass man, where are you? Right. I mean. Yeah,
it's true. But I do feel like, again, I think when you make your choice in the real world outside of this experiment, it's like you date, you get together, and at some point, the whole time you're reevaluating, like, can I deal with that? Is this the kind of guy I like? Like, that's the point of going on multiple dates, is like to figure out, okay, well, who are you outside of like the impressions that you want me to have, you know? And I think now she's realized that the seriousness is rare and the playing is not. But I mean, like, I don't think she's considering how that might make him feel, because I get it. He's a happy-go-lucky guy. He likes to have fun a lot. He's not very serious, and he wants that in a partner. And so if you two are not on the same plane, he plays all the time. He wants that. And you're serious most times and you want that. He could take a little seriousness and you can take a little play.
Well, let me ask you,
yeah.
would you have been okay if I shot you with a Nerf gun while in the middle of cooking dinner? Would you be okay with that?
I mean, no. I probably wouldn't like that. But if it was all the time, no. But I mean, bro, you come back behind me while I'm cooking and squeeze my butt cheek.
All the time?
So, you know what I mean? I'm sure y'all women do that out there too, bro. But like, I mean, I'm going to laugh it off and move on.
It
but
just seems like it's so consistent though. And I think that's what she's saying. And I think for him too, I think he feels like, oh my gosh, she's always serious.
Yeah.
So I just think longevity, guys, can you handle the immense amount of differences in personality?
I think they both don't respect how different that is and how it triggers the other person. Because he's saying, I need my wife to be someone I can play with.
And she was visibly frustrated, guys. I know you guys saw what we saw, but she was like sharp at the tongue, her body language, she was over it.
Yeah. I will say I did notice a change in the conversation because at first when they were arguing in the apartment, she was very, I think that she attacked that angle like, you're like this and it may make me say no. Like may make me say, I don't want to marry you. And I think she wasn't considering that he also felt that way. And then the conversation changed. And he was like, if I'm going to be with someone who, you know, basically doesn't like me, you think that's going to make me say yes at the altar?
Yeah.
And then I think she double backed, you know, like, well, that's not a deal breaker for me. But the truth is, it is. You're ignoring that.
So what I have found with Cole and Z is this is a perfect example of falling in love with potential. This is what it looks like. If you want to fall in love with potential, Z and Cole. Because I believe that she sees potential in Cole and, oh, he's got these mature qualities about him. He's got this depth to him. And, you know, he'll just learn to pick up the towels and socks off the floor. Right. And for him, it's she's hot, I'm attracted to her, but she'll loosen up a little bit. I can loosen her up. Yeah. Guys, they're not showing up in the way that the other one wants the other one to show up.
Right.
So here we have two people with potential that love each other. And to me, at this point, they're forcing it.
Yeah.
They love each other, but long term, absolutely not.
Yeah, I can totally see
this
that.
This is a relationship that has potential and they are both taking a risk on it, period.
Yeah, that's right. But I do agree that last night should have been the time to lay it all out.
I think they did.
I don't know. I still feel like they have reservations because I think that they're ignoring. It's like she keeps saying, that's not a deal breaker for me. I can be with someone who shoots Nerf balls. But the truth was, she was so annoyed by that.
She was so annoyed.
Yeah, you can tell that she wants the romantic, serious, loving, you know.
But is it serious or is it mature?
I mean, yes, mature. But you have to understand that some people's relationship, and maybe you guys could agree or disagree.
Yeah.
But there are some couples that are like that. You never been somewhere and seen a couple that are like throwing food at each other or like, you know, I don't know.
But that works if both people are aligned.
Yes.
I don't know if Z and Cole are aligned. I just feel like they frustrate the hell out of each other so much with like sprinkle a little bit of good time.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
That's what I see for them. I think individually, I think they're great people. But together, I just don't know about the longevity of that.
Yeah.
And then the whole family thing, she is really not happy about that. And I wouldn't be happy about it either. Remember at the bachelorette party, she was saying, they don't even want to talk to me until I marry him.
Wow.
They're willing to follow me on Instagram and check me out there, but they're not willing to have a conversation with me to even give me a chance.
Right. No phone call, no FaceTime. That's really, I mean, that's alarming to me because why wouldn't you want to know me until you're sure he's going to make the decision? Like, why not have an informed opinion about me? Especially to say that, you know, that they're not necessarily in favor of them getting married. So why not? Why don't you find out, you know?
I think Z needs somebody mature. I think she needs someone older. I think that she needs someone with a little bit of life experience because she's had so much, especially losing, was it both parents? You know,
Yeah,
she's
both
such a
parents.
deep person, and it's because of her experience. She needs someone who's emotionally available and someone who has emotional intelligence, a pretty high level of emotional
Yeah,
intelligence,
right.
because that's what she needs.
Right.
I don't think Cole can give that to her.
Right. And I don't think that Cole's family can give that to her. The type of, you can tell that in her mind, marriage is family. And she's already lost her biological family.
Exactly.
You know, and you could even say that because she couldn't get past it at the dress fitting.
Yeah.
She like literally spent her time up there talking about
Yeah.
how she wished her mom and dad were there.
Yeah.
And even when people are like, no, they're here. And she's like, no, I want them. I wish they
Here,
were right here.
physically,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. You know, not in spirit. And I think that part you can tell is so important to her.
Mm-hmm.
So to have his family like not even want to be a part of it. Not
Yeah,
even
I don't
wanna,
really like that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you think family should be there? Do you think his family should speak to her? I mean, like, what are your thoughts on that? I think that it's becoming a strain on her. I'm
Yeah.
not so sure how he feels.
Right.
I know he was frustrated a couple of episodes ago, but as far as now, I'm not really sure where Cole is at with that.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I do feel like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Tell us what you think, for sure. I mean, let's move on to our next couple.
All right.
Hey, guys, before we move forward with the rest of our
Yep.
video, first, again, let us say thank you for watching.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate all the love that you guys have been giving us. We want to make sure that you guys know that you can follow us at the All Love Network on Instagram. There's a lot of content that goes on there. And we've been considering going live for the finale. And if you guys want to chat, if you think that's a good idea, drop a comment below. Let us know. Again, follow us at the All Love Network. You know,
on Instagram, and let us know if you guys are interested in going live after the finale. So we want to get to know you guys.
Yeah.
We want to get personal with you guys. We'd love to have like live discussion. We want to know your thoughts, what you think, you know.
yeah, especially if you guys have been commenting. Sometimes we're like, man, I wish we were in the same room. We can talk about it. So
Yeah.
join us. I mean, we might even invite you on, let you say your piece.
Yeah,
you know? But
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to our next couple.
Nancy.
And Bartise.
Whoop, whoop.
Bro, I done seen a change. A change done come. Oh, yes, it did. My man Bartise said, I guess he I don't know if it's authentic. I don't know if it's real, but it does seem like he, like all the other couples that were having issues, made up. You know, him and Nancy made up.
I still think he's struggling. I think that although he's 25, I feel like he said it,
Yeah.
I've matured. He said that. And I feel like this experience made him mature, because I feel like maybe in the past he may have been a surface level guy, meaning he sees a hot girl, he goes after the hot girl. But at this point, he's learning to love Nancy for Nancy.
Yeah.
In spite of the physical. And I think that that's growth, and maybe that's the inner turmoil that I feel with him.
Right.
Is like, man, I love her. She's the best friend. She's funny. You know, this, that, you know. And he's, I don't know, do you think he's forcing himself to find her attractive?
I don't think so. I think that what it seemed like in his show was that he rekindled the idea of what made him attracted to her in the first place. So he's fallen back in love with her personality, and that's gotten him, you know, back to his physical attraction. Because it's true. You don't need physical, you know, to be attracted to somebody, you know. Like, yeah, it's important. And he's right. That, you know, looks matter. You got to like who you're with.
Yeah.
But I think that he's not I don't see him having that same hard time, because he's beginning to accept the real life things about Nancy. I think that it turned him off. You know, he saw her. They had a great connection when they were in Malibu. But then when it got back and he started seeing the real life things that he didn't like, he was ready to dip. And I think that her physical looks played into that, because he's like, well,
He started tallying things up when it came to Nancy. And
Yeah.
then even the last couple of episodes, I felt like he was looking for a way out. But at this point, it's up in the air, to be real.
Yeah.
And she's all 100 for him. She's all in love. He's the one. He's this, he's that. She's very confident in how she feels. And I think that that's great, but I don't know if I could do that.
yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not sure if I can do that too.
Because that's 1,000% vulnerability
Yeah.
with somebody who has told you who his type typically is, He didn't appreciate her thoughts on some situations with pregnancy.
Yeah, right.
You know, and then
Yeah.
he made it very clear, like, the first interaction with my family, they weren't really feeling it. And here we go again with family, with the Brennan and Alexa thing. And then Bartise and Nancy had the same thing. Like, he's allowing his family to allow them to put a big stamp of approval on their relationship. I'm like...
Right. And it's funny because Nancy's not. I mean, her brothers were unimpressed with him.
100%.
Yeah. And it even seemed like her mom was kind of unimpressed with him as well. You know, and that didn't shake her at all. She's been saying "I do" to him from the time they got in the pods, like the time she chose him.
Yeah.
She fully chose Bartise.
Yeah.
He's been the one, I think, that's been...
Do you think it's an age thing? I think she's in her 30s, and of course he's 25, and so maybe it's a mature thing. Maybe with him, I'm 25, I love my family, I'm close with my family, I need my family to kind of approve, but then maybe it's not. You know, I don't know.
I wonder, too, because I feel like it's personality, because you look at Cole, right? He's 26, his family does not approve. But it didn't stop him from pursuing Zenab. Like, he didn't make an excuse.
Look how it's affecting him emotionally.
It is, and I think that I think it's affecting her as well. But I think that he's able to still move forward with this experiment without not choosing her. His family's disapproval is not enough for him not to want to marry.
But that's why I said at one point I felt like Bartise was looking for a way out.
Yeah, I think so too.
So now where we're at today, I don't know. I think that he's really, really trying to give it a shot, but I also feel like his head and his heart are not aligned.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's probably thinking long term. Right now, this feels good. I appreciate the experience. I love Nancy as a person, but can I marry her is the question.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, can I marry her? Yeah, I don't know if Bartise is going to say yes. I think it's very smart of them to leave that as a cliffhanger because
literally
we all knew Nancy was going to say yes, and we all don't know what Bartise is feeling because he's been vocal about his unsureness.
I don't know. It's definitely risky to be with Bartise. If I was Nancy, I probably would have been out. Like, because I need you to like me. I need you to like me, and I need you to love me, and then I need you to be in love with me.
Right. Because, I mean, like... Nancy was short, although Nancy turned up at the strip club and
Liddy.
She
said she wanted to get lit.
She's going to get litty titty. She wasn't playing. I'm like, dang, they're gonna send the men to the damn rodeo, but they're gonna send the women to the rodeo.
That was very interesting. What did you guys think about that? I was like, that's not even balanced, but
right.
Okay.
It doesn't even make sense, really. Yeah. Right.
Nancy and Bartise are literally a toss-up. Yeah. I don't think that they should get married, period.
Yeah.
I just think that he's not ready. I think she's way too involved in him, and I think that the relationship right now is not balanced.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're forcing it at all, but I just don't think that the relationship is balanced. Go find someone that is your equal, that is your match, not somebody that you're being patient with to love you the way that you love them. And she's said that multiple times throughout the season.
Yeah.
I want you to love me for me. I love you for you.
Right.
I will never be your type. Like.
Right. True. Yeah, that's not fair. I think it's uneven. It's not fair. And I do think that she shows up for him. I think that she goes out her way to make him feel like look at the gifts that she gave.
Very thoughtful.
Man. And he sent her a shot and said, "Let's get it, baby." Like I'm not saying it wasn't thoughtful what she wanted, but like Nancy is like, she's a wife and she's looking for a husband. And I feel like Bartise is not a husband, or at least not ready, or as much as he thinks. Mm-hmm. Because that toss-up is not something you can bring into a marriage. That unsure feeling is not something you can bring into a marriage. I think that's what leads to divorce.
And she can feel it. She can feel that he's not sure.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's safe emotionally for her. And long term, I just don't know.
Right. But we'll see. I mean, maybe he frees her, Maybe he frees her. I mean, we'll talk about our next couple.
Yeah.
I mean.
Let's get into it.
Whew. Okay. SK and Raven.
Very superstitious. She was like, I'm really superstitious, and he bought me these fish, and they were like kissing, and I was so excited about the fish, and then I woke up, and then they were dead. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I'll be damned if he left her at the altar.
I'm about to say, what was that sign wrong? Or
Right.
she might have read that sign right.
Me and Raven might need to do some readings together.
Because when he said no, she looked like a dead fish.
Oh, I'm done. Anyway, that was so cringy.
Ooh.
That was so cringy. Anyway,
Yeah,
before we get too deep into that,
Right.
let's back up.
Right.
So, Raven and SK.
Yeah, first of all, I think she felt, when the episode started, you can see how deeply in love with him she was. Even at the bachelorette party, she was not even trying to interact with the strippers. You can tell that she is a woman who is unimpressed by men, period. And I think that she found her guy and she really liked SK. I think she really wanted to be with him. And I think that her choices for the wedding showed that. I think that her actions showed it. That romantic conversation was such a great reaffirming, I don't know. That was like on the boat that they had, it was really reaffirming. I felt like she really knew. They both expressed why they felt like the other person was the one. Mm-hmm. So I saw a lot of growth in her that I didn't necessarily see because it felt like she was being vulnerable. And
For
I'm
the
like,
first time.
yeah, I'm like, wow, this might be her first time in life.
Oh, stop it.
I'm like, who you
I was
vulnerable
shocked,
with?
guys. I was so shocked to see her go deep and be vulnerable. And I was just so taken back, but I appreciated being able to see that side of her.
Yeah, right.
Family, again.
Yeah, man, that was real rough on her, I think, too, when, and I'm just saying maybe I grew a heart for Nancy because at first, I don't know. But for his mom, like what she said was real. It's like, well, my family doesn't want to be a part of this. I don't have very much family as it is, but I'm okay with moving forward because my family that I chose will be there. Like that part needs to be okay with y'all. I'm not, Nigerian. I'm not, my family, this wedding is I'm bringing what I have, but what more do you want?
I love that she was basically pulling through with that Aries energy because she was basically saying, I understand this, but this is what it is. I need this, but this is who I am. She was basically putting it back in his court, like, what more do they need me to do? And I even think that she did too much because I wouldn't have did as much traditional things as she did. I just wouldn't have done that.
Right.
I'm African American.
Right.
So
right.
I just wouldn't have did that. So I applaud her for doing that and being open to doing that.
Yeah.
But the things that SK shared, why he said no, we didn't get to see that, guys.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see the discussions about him moving to California and her saying no. And there was something else I can't remember right now that he shared that she just was not willing to compromise.
Right.
And I understand that, but I love that he was so honest with himself. And he said it. He said, you and I both know that there's complications.
Right.
He said it. And so maybe she just figured we'll work through it.
Yeah. That's totally possible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was very mature what he said. And his reasoning for saying no. He's like, do I love her? Yes. But am I going to be able to to give her what she needs to be the husband that she's looking for? No. But it almost feels like maybe the cameras missed something and they got lost in editing. Or because we were just as misled as I feel like Nancy was. I mean, oh God. We were just as misled as I feel Raven was. Mm-hmm. Like Raven was.
We were blindsided.
Yeah, because even the conversation in a little gondola, like they were just like he was expressing, "You're the one. You're the one. I'm doing this." He seemed so ready. That for her to be his wife, and to get to the altar to say no, it's like, did you ever voice any of those things?
Yeah.
Did you say, look, these are deal breakers for me and you're not willing to budge? This will cause me to say no. Did she know that? Or was she the only one who was expressing her discontent for things that he wanted?
But do you think that there's a little bit of a Alexa in there where it's the world of Alexa to the point to where Raven wasn't willing to meet him halfway. Her hair is $500 and working out, and she needs this and massages, and like Raven's about Raven.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I did get that, and like we said the last episode, like I do feel like she didn't take into account that he has a plan, and she knew the plan from day one. So to not be willing to bend in any way with your lifestyle, knowing that that's what he is, like I think her not wanting to move to California and be with him, to him was just a deal breaker. And it seemed like that. I don't know if she knew that. I definitely didn't see that in the episode.
To be honest, guys, I don't think that we saw their challenges like we see all the other couples' challenges.
Yeah.
When we saw Raven and SK, I think we were all like, okay, we want more. Like, what's going on? What are y'all fighting about?
Right.
We didn't really get that, honestly.
Right.
And so now that we were all probably blindsided, it's like, where the hell did this come from?
Right.
But I will say he was very valid, but my heart does go out to Raven. You can tell she was ready for it. She seemed to appreciate him. She's willing to accept his culture.
Yeah.
Him and her and his mom seem to have a really cool relationship. Like, I am so sad for her.
Yeah, me too. Especially knowing that, like, how different she became because of this relationship, you know, and how open she became, and how you can tell she was going to say, yeah, she's ready for yes. And even the comment she said on the way out was like,
I'll never get married again. I was like,
man,
oh no.
Yeah, like a little part of my heart broke for her.
Yeah.
Like, man, that is so painful, because she's thinking to herself, I'm unimpressed by men, but here's this one man
who sees me. Oh my
man.
gosh.
Yeah.
I understand the weight of that personally. I really do understand the weight of being seen. Right. And maybe that was just some growth for her. Like, hey, this isn't your forever, but here's a little bit of how that feels when you're with someone that does see you. So I'm hopeful that she will take away from that experience what I just said, but she's probably going to have to do some deep healing on herself because of that rejection. Because it seems like this is why she had to block up, because of things like this. Like, if I be vulnerable and I share my insecurities or this or that, then they might not really like me. Right.
They may reject me.
Yeah.
And you can tell that was a wall that maybe got knocked down, and now she had to rebuild that wall because she wanted to protect herself from this.
Yep. And then it happened.
Yeah. I mean, and kudos to his mom, because you can tell that his mom was so hurt for her.
Oh, she was disappointed in him, it seems.
Yeah. Because and I think in that moment, that's when she needed her mom. You know what I mean? Like, and for his mother, you can tell she is a mother. Like, she is a lover of people, and she truly grew to love Raven. So she went straight to that room and hugged her and like just told her, like, I love you, you know, like, because in that moment you don't want to be alone. You don't, you know, or even if you want to be away, you don't nearly.
I felt so bad. She was like, okay, give me a hug, and she just walked down the aisle. All right, guys, I'm going to walk out. Like, you could just feel it.
Yeah, she was embarrassed. She was hurt. She was heartbroken. Yeah. You know, and it's like, well, what do you do now? You know, this whole moment, picking out this dress and making these plans. And I feel like, you know, I don't know because we didn't get a chance to see, if she sincerely wasn't going to budge, you know, or she sincerely wasn't.
I don't think she was going to budge.
Yeah, probably not. She looked like But I'm just saying that, you know, I think that there was potential for her to grow more, you know, and I'm not saying that he's wrong. Maybe right then wasn't the time for marriage, but it does hurt to do all of the theatrics, all the decisions, and be kind of blindsided because you thought that you were with someone who was just as open as you are, and they're telling you something that they, at least to me, didn't express until the altar.
Yeah, that was sad.
Yeah.
I'm so sad.
Oh. It's like, man, Raven, forget everything I said about you.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you guys thought about that. Yes. Were you guys blindsided? Do you guys think different of SK now? Right. How are you guys feeling about Raven? Let us know how you guys think. This was just such an interesting 3 episodes. Yeah. It was confusing. I was this way, and then I ended up being this way, and then I was like, what? And so
that's right.
Yeah, you guys tap in. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, comment below. Tell us all that. Tell us you agree what are your thoughts on how the families really played such a major role in these decisions? You know, tell us about the pressure that you know that you think they might have felt, or if you think they're like, that's what marriage is. You know, like, let's get the conversation going. Again, you can follow us on Instagram at the All Love Network. You know, and comment there. You know, considering going live, so let us know if that's something you guys want.
Yeah,
let
us know. We're excited.
And yeah, I mean, until the final episode, the next episode, the final episode, we'll see. Tell me what y'all think, man.
Yep.
Is
See you guys
Bartise
next
gonna
week.
say?